Yes. How beautiful to volunteer and not to expect anything back. You know, what the joy that comes from contributing and being involved, it is rich. I mean, that's the circulation, that is the fulfillment, that is the giving that brings that sense of joy. It's called the giver's high, is what I like to call it. You know, how good it feels when and you have given something. Isn't there like a high that goes with it? It's like, wow, this was good. I'm glad I just did that. You know that one? Few of you. 7 or 8, 9. Okay. That's a start. Anyway, I'm telling you, there is such a good vibe that comes from doing what it is you have to do and you have to contribute, to volunteer, to give. You know, there was this guy. He was a very wealthy, miserly, non-giver, absolutely miserable in his life, but he had the wealth, and some fundraisers trying to get him to give time, leadership, money, something. And he just never budged. And so the kid finally said, you know what? You've got a great garden. Would you give me a handful of your dirt? And the guy just thought, man, this guy's crazy, but anything to get him off my back. And he went down and he scooped up the dirt and said, here, now get out of here. He started walking away. He said, wait a sec. I don't get, you got to tell me why. Why? Did you want dirt? He said, because I just wanted you to have the feeling of what it feels like to give. We just have got to break through whatever, scarcity or fear there is about being in that flow. There is flow. There is much wealth now as there was 100 years ago. There's far more wealth now than there was 100 years ago. And the challenge that is going on in our world right now is that it's being held on to. It is not circulating. We know there has to be circulation. Breathe in, you breathe out. The lungs go expand, blood in the body circulates, seasons, planets, everything in nature, it moves. And as soon as people are holding on, the banks are holding on, that's the problem. I mean, how many billions and hundreds of billions and trillions do we have to kick into this thing before people realize we got to move it? But as long as we're caught up with an unsustainable energy, a sense that we could possibly run out, people are going to hoard and hold. And so what we want to do is step in to that flow, to that life, to that motion, to that movement. And asking you here tonight, what is it that would turn you on? What is it you are here to do? If money was not an issue, what would you be doing that would bring that kind of joy that we are experiencing here tonight and even more? Talk to me. Exuding positivity. Is that a word? That's a good one. I'd use it. Yeah, Nancy.
I would travel, explore the world, and help others to do the same.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you've just spent your life doing that already, so no need to stop it. Infinite possibilities, can't it?
As you travel, see how people are the same.
Absolutely.
Whether here or someplace else.
Yeah.
Find the commonalities. Work to create community.
I love it. I love it. To see the commonality. And, Jacques Cousteau said the way we can establish peace upon this, to exchange our children, have them, spend a season or a semester with another family in another culture, and all of a sudden you love their children, they love our children. How can you go mess it up? Those are our children upon this planet. And so I believe that is what is happening. I mean, there are still some things that are going on upon this planet that are not nice, but there's less of it. There are a lot of nice things. And we've been sharing good stories. Anybody have one? Just since we're... Good story. I'm changing subjects. Yes?
Love your surroundings.
Yes. How would that change things in your life? Love your surroundings is what she said.
It can change your way on seeing different things.
A little louder. You were clearer without the mic.
It can change your way on, or change the way you see things.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And make you more positive.
That's good. Change the way you see things. And I like what Carol Burnett said when she was talking about comedy. She said that comedy is tragedy plus time. Think about your Uncle Joe who was schnockered at your wedding, making a fool of himself, and you were just wanting to bury yourself in embarrassment. And you look back, and that was like the greatest memory from the wedding. You know, because we're going through a time right now that may create some memories that are not the most joyous in this moment. And when we have the constraint going on, and when there is a difficulty going on, and fear happening, popping up, to be able to know that this too shall pass, as Solomon in all of his wisdom asked one of the wise men to assist him through a time that was difficult. And when they gave him the ring with that encoded, that this too shall pass, it's like, what are you talking about? He said, whether it's good, whether it's not good, this too shall pass. See, we truly believe that we are on this journey. It is an evolving life. It is a movie, and this lifetime is only one frame of that movie. You know, what's going on in your world is just one frame of a long movie that you're in. And if you can lighten up and stop complaining on that, this changes pretty quickly. Never know what wrist I'll find it on. That's not complaining. It was just a comment. We'll let that one slide. Okay. If we can just take the human fear and the energy and concern off a situation, then what begins to happen is there is space. As I started speaking about this evening, there is space for the new idea, the new possibility to show up. There is space for spirit to arrive. But if we are caught up in forcing our perspective, in forcing our way, pushing things in a way that just don't seem to work in our... But yet, I've been given the tools. I can create anything. The law responds. You know, the law does respond. Law of cause and effect. Law of attraction. I don't care what you call it. That goes around, comes around. Willie Nelson or some guy in the country music sang that one. You know, it's not like unique to our style of thinking. This spiritual practice, karma, the Eastern philosophy, as above, so below. The concept has been there, and you can make things happen in your life because you want it so much, not because it's right for you. I've shared with my classes before that in my earlier days, I remember somebody asking me, she wanted to marry this guy. And I said, my prayers are power. I prayed, they got married. 9 months later, she was looking for a divorce, and praying, would you pray so I can get out of this? You don't want to manipulate a law that will respond to you at the level of your belief in ways that do not support you. Got that? We watched a lot of it go